Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So we have our pretty ladies celebrating what I thought would be just like the first part of the episode, but it wound up being the whole entire focus of the episode, which I don't know why I thought it was going to be a half and half episode. Like I thought they were going to handle this relatively quickly, but no, it was actually a really long event. Oh my god! I was doing Soul Charge or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's crazy to see like or to know that they've known each other for like 200 days and how much like they can still grow as friends and stuff like that. But actually, the friendship's over because Miles at the end of it all ruined it. So, yeah, if you guys were enjoying the show, I hope you weren't enjoying it too much because it's over now. um, with this week's episode, it just goes to show you how much of not only like trust and, actual knowledge they have about each other. Miles knew exactly what was like something was up as soon as they started acting the way that they did. So that's just a testament to understand, that anything that pops off, anything that kind of goes on between all the girls, they'll probably notice subtle differences, right? Like they'll see if anything changes in each other. And that's another thing about characters in shows that either they grow on you or they don't. And the ones that usually don't grow on me is the ones that have no personality. They don't care about the people around them, but the people around them care for them so much they remember everything about them, but they wind up not worrying or know anything about the others. Those types of characters never really grow in my eyes, and I don't really care for them. I mean, there are some characters out there that are like that I do care about, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's only because of nostalgia reasons mainly. And most of them that act like they don't care about anybody usually are the most caring people out of them all. We see that with our fire-haired, flaming evil girl. No, Rena is definitely our most angry and potentially, uh, on edge character out of the group. So to see her wanting this more than anybody, or that she was jealous at the fact that the best memory she has of her birthday is with some friends that may never be introduced back to the show. I think they kind of should, or like they better be introduced again because Raina made such a big deal out of them having a moment with Miles and giving her a birthday to actually reflect on and stuff like that. So I guess she was envious of that and wanted it for herself, but it's like what can you do? Like there's not much you can do with that situation. It's already happened. It's the past, and she acknowledged that it was a past, and she was still jealous about it. So it's those types of things that make you really enjoy the build-up of this episode. You don't know what's gonna happen, if they're gonna mess it all up, if they're going to all of a sudden do the best thing ever known possible. What the heck was going on? But as we see very quickly, a lot to do with just, Miles kind of accepting the fact that she thinks she's out of the group, and if she isn't out of the group, then something is up, and someone's not, telling her something. And like her homie that's with her the whole time is like, yo, just go and ask them directly. No, I can't do that. Spy on them. No, that would interrupt their privacy. Like all of these different brilliant little things she kept coming up with negatively to stop her from, going out and helping. Those same negative things, she could find positive if she really wanted to, right? Uh, it just goes to show you how crazy fast the dynamic of the show kind of changes without one of them being there. In the case of if they have to keep a secret, if they're trying to go behind one another's backs, they're just all honest and bad liars, right? And that's a good thing. Like you don't want to be a good liar. I mean, unless when you lie, you're doing it to, it's like life or death situation, and you're a really good liar. So that would be awesome. But just to be a good liar for sake, it's kind of dumb. But I think characters in these types of lights usually are better off being honest, because that way when you do something on the field, when you do anything actually I should say, in the show, usually older characters are on to like tricks and people who are very selfish and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of shows where the older people, seeing the trust and like honest nature of characters, they can usually see it in their eyes, kind of like how anime makes it very clear who's alive and who's dead sometimes, right? Like by taking the light out of an anime character's eye and kind of making it like glossed over, you're pretty much essentially telling us either he's completely knocked out and, Baki, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, like every fight show you can think of that someone's been hit so hard that they kind of just like lose consciousness. Their eyes go like kind of whitish, ghost-like, and it just means that they're in another state altogether. Like whatever they are, whatever they're going through right now, it is not just being awake. Okay. Sometimes it means the worst. Sometimes it means they're just out for a couple seconds, but with these characters and how they just play with the eyes throughout the whole entire week, you're just left to guess, man. You're just left in the dark. They're just like, oh, we're doing some eyeballs this week, and they're gonna look, it's just like whatever we want. If I counted as many times Miles cried this week, and we were supposed to take a shot every time, I would be dumb drunk already. Okay, she cried all week episode because of this. Not only did she cry because she thought she was going to be replaced by Lenny, who she clearly might have been going into her room and measuring her too, seeing how she got a certain like jealousy of last week's episode of her being more matured than her and Rena. So it's like she's like, okay, well, she remembered that clearly and put it into the doll that she made for her birthday. But how how much did she think about it just from that night, or did she go and do a Rena on her? Which her snitching on herself, which is where I'm going to end this week's episode review, was a brilliant, because everybody kind of who has a guilt, and that's where like the lying comes into place, right? You have a guilty conscience. If someone caught you in the middle of that, when you're a good liar, you say something and they actually believe you and all that, right? But even if you're a good liar or not, it depends on, do you have a conscience about your lies? Like, do you say these things and do you feel bad about it, or you feel like you don't feel anything off of it? Like, what is your overall reaction to when someone believes your lie, and how do you carry that weight? So that's kind of what we see with Miles, and she cannot carry that weight even when they didn't even know about it, right? They didn't even know what she was talking about, and she just like, oh, I was just joking, guys. This whole crazy thing, like, it's hilarious to see just what is going to happen with these girls, and to know that Miles is doing some shady stuff at night, or not even at night, in the broad day, hiding in the top of the corner of the room to sneak a bit of some snacks. Like, she is wild. She is a wild child, and I can see why. She's all like, I want an average and normal life. Well, you're making it real hard to believe that you even wanted that, hiding around and taken. And then the worst of all, you're reading someone's diary who isn't even writing like words in the diary, just a picture diary. She's laughing so hard. I was so mad at her. So to think that these girls have been nothing but sweet, and then the only reason why they avoided her and didn't talk to her was because why? Oh, because they want to get her a present that was super expensive, so it was going to take a long time. Absolutely hilarious episode. These are the types of shows that I really love to turn off my brain and watch, but at times watching everything and seeing all of what they're setting up to be the end all be all of the episode is even more fun because you can kind of see it coming when Miles was setting herself up by talking about all these situations and saying it so quickly and, loud that it was clear that she might let it slip at some time, but the other girls were way better at not letting what they were doing slip, unlike Miles. So we'll see how this plays out if it does carry over to the next episode, because we know some things do, some things don't, but a lot of things actually have carried over. But like I said, we'll see how that plays out. But overall, thank you guys so much for the support. There's not much happening on this Monday, so I'll probably post something on a Memo for them, and maybe I'll try to get something else out for you guys. I do need a break a little bit, but Rick and Morty came out, and I was thinking about dropping it on Tuesday more than today. So we'll see. Oh yeah. I'm gonna drop We Never Learned today, and then I'll drop Rick and Morty tomorrow, because I just do Rick and Morty because I enjoy it, and it helps look a little bit better with Black Clover being by itself. So, with all that being said, have an amazing one, everybody, and I will definitely talk to you later tonight or soon. So, with all that being said, take care and peace.